Welcome, boys and girls. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Prefix. Welcome to your final preview for Manchester City versus Chelsea tonight. It is the eve of the Champions League final. And this is the final preview. It is time. It is time. The nerves are kicking in. The excitement is kicking in. The preparations are done, and everything that is left is to be played on the pitch. Before we get into my lineups, which I will eventually get into, I want to go over our journey this past year, this season of 2020-2021, because it's been a wild year. It's been a crazy year, and I don't think any of us expected this to happen. 26th Jan 2021, I sat right here at this desk, bawling my eyes out late afternoon, because I just received the news that Frank Lampard was sacked as Chelsea manager. I was so mad and so done with this club. This attitude of brutal sacking had reared its ugly head again. A few days later, I made a video on my channel ranting about the same sacking, and I decided to stop watching some Chelsea games, at least for the foreseeable future. However, my life revolves around football, and my friends watch football. My dad watches football, so it was so hard for me not to pay attention and hard for me to ignore what was going on. Thomas Tuchel had signed for Chelsea as the new manager and the new head coach, and you know what? When he first joined in, just hated his guts. I hated his bloody guts. I thought he came in for the money. I genuinely thought he came in for the money. For me, I did not think he understood, the club and the club culture and the club ethos as well as Frank did. And I was not ready to accept that Frank was just not good enough. And the only reason that he was still at the job was because he was a club legend. I found it hard to accept that, but that never works out at big clubs, especially a club as big as Chelsea, with its very well known inclination to sack managers as soon as things go bad, to salvage something or to win something, because that has been the culture, that has been the routine, So I took a step back from football, and like I said, I found it hard to ignore all that was happening within this club, and I saw that Chelsea were racking up some results. We were making instant progress, and that intrigued me a bit. So much so that I decided to tune in once to watch the press conference. And while watching Thomas Tuchel speak in this press conference, I was sat there thinking, why in the bloody hell do I like this guy? Why do I like this guy? He was so charming, so charismatic, and just, brutally honest. He looked like he was being himself, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And so I got back to making more and more videos. More videos than I had ever made on this channel. Pumping out videos week after week, day after day, trying to improve my videos as much as possible through every single aspect. And the game started getting thicker and faster and getting bigger, and the stakes were getting higher. And it was Atletico Madrid away. Everyone said we would get finished. What happens? We win. Atletico Madrid at home. Everyone said that Atletico Madrid would come to eat us up alive. What happens? We win. Next up, Porto. Everyone said, oh, they killed Juventus. You have no chance. What happens? We beat them away. Granted, we lost the game at home with that wonder goal from Taremi. But, we did enough to manage to go through. And then we find ourselves on the brink of a Champions League final, staring down the pitch at a pedigree team in the form of Real Madrid. One of the biggest games we have experienced this season. One of the biggest games. And what happens? We absolutely bossed that game. We bossed it in every single aspect. Scoring goals, which we've not done in a while. The midfield battle was superb. Jorginho and Kante were brilliant. Defense, as usual, we were quite tight, except for the one goal. Then we faced Manchester United, Tottenham, and Liverpool in the span of 2 weeks. 0 goals conceded, 0 losses. We were in a Champions League final as well. The big dogs of the competition were supposed to be eating us alive for breakfast, and it just never happened. It just never happened. Chelsea were consistently and constantly proving doubters wrong all throughout the season. And and finally we were in a Champions League final after 9 whole years. Champions League finals come once or twice in a lifetime, especially if you're a club like Manchester City or Chelsea. Either way, history will be made for both these clubs. And what a feeling to be part of it. What a feeling to be part of it. The nerves, the anxiety, the excitement. Man, I don't think I didn't even sleep last night. Here, check out some footage from last night. Boys. The nerves, man, the nerves. It is 3 a.m. in the morning now. No sleep. Boys. We're back after 1 hour. It's 4 a.m. No sleep. Boys. It's 5:35 in the morning. And still no sleep. The nerves are absolutely wild. Almost sunrise. This was me this morning. Yeah, no sleep, no rest, just stress. Thinking of all the ways things could go either right or wrong. So to overcome the stress, I needed to make this video for myself as well. Not just for you guys, but for myself as well. Just to gather my thoughts. Just to remind myself of how far we've come from the start of the season till now, and how we've deserved every bit of it. Every single thing we have deserved. And I think it's now time to show the world what we're made of. We've seen it. We've seen it in bits and pieces. We saw it against Real Madrid. We saw it against Atletico Madrid. We saw it against Leicester in the league. We have it. We have what it takes. Now let's show the world and let's shock the world. If we leave everything on the pitch, I have no doubt in my mind that we will leave Porto with a trophy in hand as legends. We will be singing about these players for years. For years. They would permanently etch their names in club history. This game is massive. And so, this is the team I have chosen to put out for this game. This is going to be the team that I think will lead this club to its second Champions League trophy. So without any further ado, let's dive straight into the lineups. In goal, I have gone with Edouard Mendy because he's our number one keeper. And what a debut season it has been for Edouard Mendy. Everyone knows his story. Almost unemployed in the French league. Finally making his way back to Rennes. And then being scouted by none other than Petr Cech, club legend. and the rest is history indeed. He's had a wonderful season, so close to getting the Golden Glove in the league as well, and I think he's pretty much. I think regardless of today's win, I think he's definitely in line to win the Golden Glove for the Champions League. Edouard Mendy, what a story it would be for him to lift the trophy today. An absolute leader in this team and has completely given confidence to this new defense that we have. You know, everyone feels much more confident when Mendy's in goal. And moving on to the defense now. In defense, I have gone with a back three of Azpilicueta, Thiago Silva, and Antonio Rudiger. Azpilicueta, he's our captain, the skipper. His leadership will definitely be missed if he is not playing this game. So he 100% makes the team. Thiago Silva, what a story it has been for him from contracting tuberculosis at 21 years old in Porto, making recovery, coming back into football, being covered by AC Milan, then moving on to PSG, winning the titles that he's won over there. It's coming so close to a Champions League title last year, and it's all come full circle and we're back in Porto. What a story it has been for him, and for him to win this would be absolutely career defining. He will have officially reached legendary status after this win. So he definitely plays this game. Antonio Rudiger, one of the most surprising improvements this season. At the start of the season, at mid-season when Frank Lampard got sacked, there were a lot of media posts scapegoating Antonio Rudiger. I think I think he was being made an easy target because of his lack of concentration or the mistakes that he's made throughout the games. He was made the scapegoat for the sacking of the manager. But what a turnaround he's had since Thomas Tuchel has come in. What a turnaround. What an improvement he's made. Not just technically, not just defensively, but mentality-wise. He leaves his emotions on the pitch. He leaves everything on that pitch. And he plays with heart. He plays with spirit. And that's what you want. That's what you want from your team. Moving on to right wing back. I put in Reece James, and left wing back I've got Ben Chilwell. Both of these guys are going to be so important. They're going to be so important in this team to pin back the Manchester City fullbacks and cause mayhem in that opposition box. Providing threats in midfield, providing threats in the wide areas, they can do it all. They're going to be a huge problem for City to deal with. And both of them, we know, always play with spirit. Moving on to the double six, which is so vital. This is one that I was having a massive dilemma with, because each player deserves to play. Every player deserves to play, honestly. But we have to choose the best possible solution for this team. The best possible... The lineup that will give us the best possibility of a win. And the best possibility of as little mistakes as possible. And because of that, I've gone with the partnership of N'Golo Kante and Kovacic. It was so hard not to include Jorginho because he's such a huge personality in this team. He's such a huge personality. He's a very calm guy. He's a very smart and intelligent player. And although I've said Kovacic, I do think Jorginho will be starting this game regardless. Because of his experience. Solely because of his experience and his calmness on the ball in the field. Moving on to the front three, which was also another headache for me. Another headache. The front three, for me, is going to be Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, and Timo Werner. Yeah, Timo Werner plays. Mason Mount is quite an obvious choice. What a moment it would be for him to lift that trophy. It would be, I can't put it into words. He's this guy is Mr. Chelsea. This guy, he lives and breathes Chelsea. For him to win this would mean everything. This guy has given his whole life to Chelsea, right from the age of 6 years old to now 22 years old. He has given his life to Chelsea, and what a return it would be to lift that trophy. What a return! Mason Mount definitely gets in. Kai Havertz. And then you look at all the attacking options we have, and I think Kai Havertz is seemingly the likeliest to score a goal in front of. If you have him if you give any player in the attacking options a 50-50 chance, the player who will most likely score a goal is Kai Havertz, and that's the only reason why he plays in this game. He's got the technical skill to score a goal and to put the ball in the back of the net, which is what we would need in case this man Timo Werner doesn't put it in the back of the net. Although I do think Timo Werner will score. I do think he will score because of the amount of problems he causes and the amount of mayhem he causes in the opposition line, in the back line, sorry. So, he frustrates defenders. He frustrates defenders with the amount of runs he makes, with the amount of movement he has, with the work rate. He frustrates people. And so, the options he gives players in the attacking third is massive. It's massive. It's so underrated. And I think we often forget how much he offers to this team and how much he brings to this side in the attacking third. I think regardless of the season he's had, I think tonight is his night. I was hearing some of the fans in Porto singing Timo Werner chant. I just could not help myself sing along. I was singing along from home, and I have a feeling he's going to score. I just have the feeling, and I do hope he does. What a moment it would be for him. Moving into next season as well, the confidence that would give him. But yeah, this is my team, boys. This is my team for tonight. I am nervous as hell. I'll be lying if I said I wasn't. But it's the good kind of nervous. It is the good kind of nervous. I do think that we deserve to be here. We have knocked every single obstacle out of the way to be here. And we are 90 minutes or 120 minutes away from lifting a trophy. I hope these boys know what this means to us as fans. And I'm sure they do. I'm sure they understand it very well. I'm sure Thomas Tuchel understands us very well. And everybody wants to win. The next time you will see me will be in the live watch along, which I will be doing on this channel as well as on my Instagram live. So follow me on my socials. The links will be down below. And I don't know about the score prediction. It's hard. It's very hard. But if we win, you will hear me screaming. You will hear me screaming from your window. If you live in Mumbai, you will be hearing me from your window. If we lose, you will not see me for a couple of days. I will be going to hiding. But this is the end of the video today. This is probably the last preview of the 2020-2021 campaign. The end is here. It's time to step up. It's time to perform. It's time to etch these boys' names in our history books. It's time to sing their songs. And it's time to win. So let's go and win, boys. Let's go and win. I will see you guys tonight. I will see you guys tonight before the game. I will be starting half an hour before the game just to go over the lineups, go over what my thoughts are before the game, and interact with you guys because that's what it's all about. So I will see you boys very soon. Peace.